what you need and what you like might not happen. Well, then you haven't been to Charles Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. Nobody has their selection. Nobody has their discounts. And every week, there's something new. If you need office furniture, Larrick's Warehouse Outlet can sell it to you for half the price and below manufacturer selected prices. Half price and below on hundreds of items. From budget to the best. From desks to filing cabinets. Before you go anywhere else, do yourself a favor and come to Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. With 25,000 square feet of selection, you're not going to want to go anywhere else. Larrick's Warehouse Outlet at 23 Mac Oil Avenue in Dayton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Larrick's, continuing the tradition.
Upgrade to a new quality bath remodel in less time with minimal inconvenience and for less money with Bath Creations in as little as 2 days. We do it right. There are a lot of others boasting about bath remodels these days. Well, Bath Creations' expert craftsmanship and customer service speaks for itself. Plus, all first responders, veterans, and active military will save an additional $500 off your purchase. Visit our beautiful showroom at 8741 North Kimmel Road in Clayton or at mybathcreations.com and upgrade your new bath today.
Hey everybody, it's Stephen A. Smith, and everyone knows my feelings on Cowboys fans. But really, Justin Kenner, you're a Cowboys fan and a Browns fan? Good Lord have mercy. I don't know what the hell to do with y'all. I really don't.
Exactly, Stephen A. He's been here for 10 years, and we're still trying to figure him out. The Justin Kenner Show, weekdays at 3 p.m., right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. You want hot takes?
No, I'm not going to apologize to Ryan Day. Everything we said about Ryan Day up into the playoffs was true.
Not bad. Come on, Kenner. You can do better than that.
To be fair, of all the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, Joe Burrow is the least accomplished.
Getting better.
1,000,000%. I 1,000,000% believe that the Dayton Flyers are afraid of the Wright State Raiders. That's why they come up with every excuse in the book not to play them.
There it is. The hottest take of them all. It's the Justin Kenner Show, presented by Frickers, live on 1410 ESPN Radio.
All right, we are up and rolling here on a Monday. Welcome in, everybody. It's the Justin Kenner Show, presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. I hope everybody had a great weekend. If you're a Reds fan, I'm assuming you did not. We'll talk about that more coming up here in just a moment. The NCAA against Sorsby, really against, I don't even know. It's the NCAA against Texas Tech, the Big 12 against Texas Tech. I mean, everyone's against Texas Tech except, well, Texas Tech. I mean, I know my parents love me. I still wish my parents loved me as much as Texas Tech loves Sorsby. I mean, my goodness. We'll talk more about that. Coming up here around the corner, we're going to talk about the Reds matchup with the Mets, which gets underway from Great American Ballpark later on tonight, which we will have that for you right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Not a lot of bright spots about the Reds this season, but there are a couple silver linings for this team that I do want to touch on. One of those being the pitcher that's on the mound for the Reds coming up later on tonight. We'll talk about that. Also, Noelvi Marte, again, that's what's annoying is when you talk about the silver linings for this Reds team, everything just doesn't seem to be clicking all at one time. But what happens if it does start to click all at one time? What if what Eugenio Suarez was brought here for does start to come to light, along with what we've seen from Noelvi Marte? Once you get Elly De La Cruz back continuing to play at that MVP level that he was before that injury, along with, of course, Sal Stewart, who has shown glimpses of being beyond his years, already just a rookie, but plays like a veteran bat within that lineup, and, of course, is very versatile out on the field as well. What happens when all of those things come together, along with getting Hunter Green back whenever year that might be? Should be within less than a calendar month, which that's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed. The Reds are getting some reinforcements back. It sounds like Emilio Pagan is about to start, throwing program to be back here in the near future. I'd love to see when Graham Ashcraft is going to get back. Like, there's still a lot of pieces about this team that I'm a big fan of. That the reason I haven't been as negative about this team as I probably should be is because I just know what I'm watching on that field is not technically the team that we had envisioned coming in to the season. But the big what if, and that's always my favorite thing to do in sports. What if, but what if Eugenio Suarez starts swinging the bat like he did a calendar year ago? All right. What if Sal Stewart and Elly De La Cruz are all swinging at the same time, along with Noelvi Marte, and the Reds go from one of the worst lineups in baseball to four really good potential hitters? Of course, Blade, who, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, the Reds put out their MVP, urging fans to go and begin urging, to vote for all-stars, not MVPs, I'm sorry, for the all-star game. And it's kind of crazy that when the Reds signed Blade in the offseason, I did not expect to see him as one of the four guys on the little graphic that the Reds were pushing. You know, you have your Sal Stewart, you have your Elly De La Cruz. They put Suarez on there, which is kind of crazy to me because I don't think he's even had close to what we would consider even worthy of discussing him in the All-Star conversation. And then, there's, JJ Blade right there. With some of the other contenders, as far as I'm concerned. And I think that he's more than deserving. I think he's the most deserving outside of Elly De La Cruz to be in that all-star conversation for the Cincinnati Reds. But nonetheless, we'll get into our Reds discussion coming up here a little bit around the corner. NBA Finals wrapped up. I told you guys my thoughts on this. I didn't really have a dog in the fight. I was just excited about the finals matchup in itself. I couldn't wait. I wanted this series to go a little bit longer, but as it started progressing towards obviously looking as if the Knicks were going to wrap it up fairly quickly, which they did, I just said, for me personally, I hate championship celebrations on the away team's floor. I think that takes away from the celebration. I mean, my goodness, you remember Madison Square Garden, when they win, kind of that huge come from behind win, the biggest come from behind win in the history of the NBA, playoffs, finals, all that fun stuff. That place was rocking. Can you imagine that atmosphere had they been hoisting up a championship trophy, an NBA Finals championship trophy up in the air following that? That's my only complaint. But, Kev Nash, who is always too busy for you, who's always too busy for the show, who's always, never has time for us. All of a sudden today, not yet, but here in a couple minutes, today, all of a sudden, no meetings. All of a sudden, no professional, I have this, I have that, I got, all of a sudden his calendar's wide open. He's coming in to talk about the NBA Finals and Brunson and all that fun stuff. So we'll get to that coming up here around the corner. Plus, one of my favorite things about the Knicks winning the championship over the weekend, Mike Brown. And you all know how I love Mike Brown. No, not your Mike Brown. Not your Mike Brown. I'm talking about Mike Brown, the head coach of the Knicks. We're going to talk about that coming up because he's a former coach of LeBron James. And, well, there's not a whole lot of former coaches of LeBron James that has gone on to do great things post LeBron James. Well, that finally came to an end over the weekend. I've always been a big fan of Mike Brown. We'll talk about that coming up here momentarily. We got plenty more coming your way as we kick things off here on a Monday. 937-518-1410. That's the number that you can call. That is the number that you can text to be involved in the conversation. The Justin Kinner Show Facebook page and YouTube channel, you can go and subscribe and follow along on both of those and be involved in the conversation there as well. We'll be right back right here on a Monday. It's the Justin Kinner Show presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun food, sports, and spirits.
From the Montgomery County Clerk of Court's office, I'm Shannon Crabtree. Join us for Clerk Mike Foley's award-winning Connecting with the Community speaker series, connecting citizens to local leaders. Join us on Tuesday, June 16th, as newly elected Dayton Mayor Shanice Turner Sloss shares her vision to restore shine to the Gem City. That's Connecting with the Community from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Employment Opportunity Center in the Westtown Shopping Center on West Dayton. Another example of how Clerk Mike Foley is bringing.
Hey, I'm Ruben. My band and I have a new song we're getting ready to record this weekend. I'm also a tow truck driver. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I get to go home at the end of the day and see my bandmates.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Oh, my house needs some help. It needs a new roof, new windows, and siding if I can afford it. I just don't know who to call. Your house is updated and looks so nice. Who does your work?
Buckeye Home Services does all my work. Their prices are affordable, and they do a great job. Call 586-6600 for a free estimate. Buckeye does roofing, siding, gutters, leaf guards, windows, doors, patio covers, even kitchens and baths.
Sounds like they're the ones to call. What's that number again?
Buckeye Home Services, 586-6600.
Daniel Donato's Cosmic Country and Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives. Join forces for one epic night of live music in Dayton, Ohio. Saturday, June 20th at Rose Music Center at the Heights. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com and the Rose Music Center box office. Don't miss Daniel Donato's Cosmic Country and Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives.
A
Hustler Mowers are here to work, known for their reliability, quality, and speed. They're as hardworking as you are, sun up to sundown. Whether you're a homeowner who takes pride in their lawn or a landscaper whose reputation rides on quality equipment that won't let you down, Hustler Church has a wide selection of mowers ready to tackle any job. Come see us today at Small Engine Service Pros at 2030 North Dayton Lakeview Road, Route 235 in New Carlisle to shop our lineup of Hustler mowers today. Visit us online at sespros.com.
Hey, Cordell Transportation is now hiring experienced Class A CDL drivers, excellent pay, benefits, and a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Apply right now online at CordellTransportation.com. Do it right now. Driven to succeed.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
Some people reach a line and stop. Some hit a wall and turn around. Then there are the ones who cross the line, climb the wall, face obstacles, and turn them to their advantage. That's where we come in. We're the next rodeo. We design bold marketing that drives real growth. A creative partner for businesses ready to push forward beyond what's expected. The Next Rodeo. Learn more at thenextrodeo.com.
KTH Parts Industries in St. Paris is now hiring and has increased the hourly wage of $22.48. That's right. KTH is looking for elite production associates, including press operators, overhead crane operators, and forklift operators. Apply today. KTH offers excellent benefits, including medical, dental, and 401k. KTH is a short drive from Bellefonte, Troy, Piqua, and Urbana. Upgrade your career and be valued by a company that really cares about you. Apply now at kth.net, an equal opportunity employer.
Swing by Frickers today and treat yourself to our irresistible ribs and chunks special. Enjoy tender, saucy ribs grilled to perfection, paired with your choice of frickin' chicken chunks, boneless wings, or traditional wings, plus homemade slaw, your favorite side, and a roll, all for just $16.99. Don't forget, kids eat free all day, every day at Frickers. So bring the whole family for great food, family fun, and all the sports action you crave. At your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits, Frickers.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, back to the Justin Kinner Show, right here on ESPN Dayton, 1410 Wing AM.
All right, everybody, we are back. It's the Justin Kinner Show, presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun, sports, and spirits. And yes, Mr. Kev Nash, no meetings today. You found time for us common folk. Mr. Kev Nash, welcome.
What up, though?
Monday.
Good Monday, young sir.
Today again, 937-518-1410. That's the number to call or text us. Jump in the conversation. So look, over the weekend, I doing a couple of things over the weekend talking about these NBA finals, and I was like, they have a dog in the fight. I think that if Wembanyama and the Spurs would have won, that would have been good for the NBA. Wembanyama being anointed as the next big thing, the face of the NBA moving forward. The NBA has always been very fortunate, when these players come along. If you think back to Bird and Magic, right into MJ, right into kind of Shaq and Kobe, and into LeBron and LeBron since, along with Durant and Curry and guys like that. But even post LeBron, like Stephen, and like there's still all these older guys. Like it was always like, okay, well, who's going to be that next guy? There's really good players in the NBA, Jokic and others, really good players in the NBA, but there's still no one that really felt like the next big thing. I mean, even with Ant, over there with the Timberwolves, what am I drawing a blank? Anthony Edwards. With him, like wanted to look at him as that, but he still didn't fit that mold or whatever. And then here comes Wembanyama. It's just funny how every decade there's a player like this that just seems to come along that just kind of takes the game to the next level.
Yeah, they're about a decade apart. Transcending players. And look, man, I say this all the time. Like, look, as much as I respected Kobe Bryant as a basketball player, we've definitely seen the Kobe Bryant quote unquote player before. His name was Michael Jordan. We've never seen anything like Magic Johnson until he showed up. As great as Larry Bird was, we've definitely seen a player like Larry Bird before. And as great as Kevin Durant is, we've seen a player like Kevin Durant. His name is Dirk. So, like, we've seen basically these type of players. So we saw the Michael Jordan. We got a remix with Kobe Bryant. But then, boom, we get a LeBron James.
Hybrid wall position.
So he's something else. So, all right, now we could say like, oh man, Steph was a generational player. I don't think he's a generational player. I think he's a generational talent. His talent is a jump shot. It's just something we've never seen before. So it's kind of in that mix. But then it's really the Wemby situation. Like he's the guy, like the new toy, the thing that we've never seen before. And it's to be celebrated. And that's kind of like really my viewpoint on a lot of sports now. It's not the back and forth about who's the GOAT, this person's better than that person. Like I'm just as a sports fan, I'm just over it. I'm just like, hey man, I'm just here to appreciate some good games. I always have a rooting interest on who I think is gonna win or who I want to win. So like that's kind of how I approach a lot of these things. And watching a whole playoff run from Wemby was a sight to behold. And watching, them go up against the Knicks and seeing him struggle in those games for a reason that I pretty much was spot on with was just basically me saying that, hey man, Wemby was able to dominate OKC because he was getting guarded by Chet, and they're the same size. He can dominate a player of the same strength level. You saw what happened when they put another bruiser on him. He wasn't dropping 40 a night. It was down to the 30s. And then when you get a guy like a Mitchell Robinson, who's a brick wall, you notice Wemby couldn't post him up. He's starting all the way out the elbow. Matter of fact, a lot of times Wemby was starting at the three-point line when he was guarded by Mitchell Robinson. He was starting at the elbow when he was guarded by Karl Anthony Towns. He can't muscle those dudes. He has to use his size, his length, and athletic ability to score around those dudes. He can't muscle those dudes. So he definitely needs to get into the weight room. Definitely a learning lesson for him. But, not really all about Wemby because you know what? His team lost. Yeah. The Knicks, they won a championship. So I said this on Hot 129 earlier today. If the Knicks can win the NBA title, then guess what? The Bengals can win the Super Bowl, and my beloved Cleveland Guardians can win a World Series because literally anything is possible because the Knicks can win.
Yeah, and real quick before we dive into the Knicks side of things, the reason that I kind of love that Wemby actually struggled at times the way that he did. And by the way, I say struggle because game 1, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 24 points, 13 and 19 and 14, along with, I'm counting 8, that's 11, that's 18 blocks in 5 games. I mean, this is the guy that struggled right now. The reason that Wembanyama is officially in that greatness category, and I'm not saying he's part of greatness, yet, trending in that direction, is because the way we watch LeBron and we watch Steph Curry and these others is, well, you look at their stat lines. We're not surprised that he had those stat lines, but what makes good players great is what they do in those crunch time moments. Yeah. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for Wembanyama because that's really where the moment where he kind of became smaller. As big as he is, he became smaller in those big moments. And on top of that, too, it wasn't just a Spurs collapsing thing because let's be clear, the Cavaliers did everyone.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's a lot more of what the Knicks did and do. Wembanyama was getting criticized a lot because he said we dominated the majority of that series. I don't know why people got mad at that comment. He's not wrong. They did dominate the Knicks for the majority of that series. But when the moment,
fourth quarter,
is that fourth quarter, that crunch time moment. But no, Wembanyama, the reason I like that is because when he does win that first championship, this is going to be part of that story. MJ, when he first won his championship, it was all about not getting through the Celtics, not getting through the Pistons. And when he finally was able to prevail and overcome that, that's what made that championship, that first one, so great. LeBron, everything his was a little different just because people hated that he got it in Miami. But that first championship and everything he had been through, and you go down the list. This is a part of his story, and I think this is actually going to help him and the NBA moving forward. But the NBA couldn't lose in this series, in my opinion, because the Spurs win Wembanyama, the next thing, the post LeBron era, post Steph Curry era. This anointed him as that, and he moves forward, and the NBA is in good setting. Or the Knicks win it, and anytime the Knicks or the Jets or the Giants or the Dodgers or the Cowboys or any of these other New York or large market teams or whatever you want to call them do well, it's a win-win for any of the sports out there. And the NBA, they struck gold with this finals, in my opinion, and they struck gold with that finish. The Knicks, what a way. And Brunson, to do it the way that he did. We're talking about Wembanyama as league and all this. Brunson, though, he was the star player. It was the opposite. I don't think he played well a lot of times in quarters 1 through 3. He jacked a lot of shots up. He was kind of cold at times. He just didn't look consistent. But, man, it was the opposite of the Spurs. When that fourth quarter came along, when those lights got the brightness, all of a sudden he flipped that switch. We saw that Jalen Brunson against the Cavaliers, where I'm like, this motherfucker was good for quarters 1 through 3.5, and he was great in the final moments of the fourth quarter, not just against the Cavs, but all playoffs for him. And somehow, it's weird saying. It's weird because it is New York. It still is weird saying that the Knicks are NBA champions. It shouldn't be weird. It's not weird when you say the Dodgers win a World Series, or the Yankees win a World Series. It kind of is weird if the Cowboys win it, but the Rams winning a Super Bowl. The Rams won it recently. That's right. They did. They beat the Bengals. But, it is weird. At the end of the day, no matter how big of a brand they are, it was weird watching the Knicks hoist up a championship.
I mean, we've heard it since we were kids, since 1973, and that 1973 just kept getting further and further and further and further away since they won an NBA championship. The thing about Jalen Brunson, and I don't want to sound like prisoner of the moment or anything like that, but I honestly don't think I've seen a player like Jalen Brunson that struggles in quarters 1, 2, and 3, and then quote unquote turns it on and has a great fourth quarter since a Kobe and Michael Jordan. Those two dudes would be terrible quarters 1, 2, 3.
Steph. I'd put Steph in that
category
at times.
Okay.
Only just because, like, at times the 3-point shot, but like it's like he didn't miss in those as the games got bigger. But continue. But I
can see that.
Going. Sometimes
I can see
AI was like that too.
Yeah.
At times, but no, those ones you're talking about, probably the biggest ones.
Yeah, and because like obviously they won it, and because like you take a player like LeBron James, when LeBron is having a good game, it's good the whole way. He never has like, oh man, I'm having a bad first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and I'm having a great fourth quarter. It's 9 times out of 10, it's 8 points, 8 points, 8 points, 8 points, or 8 points, 8 points, 8 points, 15 points. Like I just play good all the time. Like he's like a very consistent player, and that's what makes LeBron James so great. But like you're right, especially game 1, Jalen was terrible. I'm nodding off in the third quarter, like, all right, man. Spurs got this one. And I doze off on the couch, obviously wake up in the fourth quarter to go to bed. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh, he's doing that thing again. And he did the thing again. And last night, well, the game 5 or whatever, that was throwback. That was a throwback NBA game. That was a throwback NBA Finals game because
94-90.
Yeah, like that was a throwback. I mean, whenever you tie a record from Michael Jordan, you're working with something. He scored the most points, 45, in a closeout game by the champion. Like that's salute. Like Jalen was amazing in that game because like you look at what everybody else did, and let's be real, man. We talk about the Spurs being young and Spurs getting tight in these moments. Like there was a lot of other players out there from the Knicks that had the lemon booty. You know, you look at Karl Anthony Towns, the way he shot the ball in that closeout game. They always say the hardest game to win is the game, the clinching game to win a championship. And Brunson was amazing. The herky-jerky nature that he plays with, because he's not an above-the-rim player, is herky-jerky. He shoots mid-range shots, something that is, forbidden in today's NBA. He gets to the rim. He shoots threes. He's just an amazing offensive player, man. Amazing offensive player. And I say this, and I'm happy for him. Obviously, you talked about it. Coach Mike Brown, I'm happy for him. used to be the coach of the Cavs, not once but twice. Coach out there in LA, coach with the Kings, was assistant coach with the Warriors, won some championships, assistant coach with the Spurs before, won some championships, everything like that. But now him being the head coach, and now he's officially a champion. I'm happy for Mike Brown for sure.
Yeah, and I want to talk more about Mike Brown and the, onslaught of coaches who have gone, what they've done post LeBron and just what he's been able to do since. And we'll talk about that more coming up in a moment. And, we talked about, first of all, Wemby and the stat lines that he had throughout. I mean, my goodness, the 30 or more in 4 of the 5 games from Brunson. I mean, 30 in game 1, 32 in game 3, 36 in game 4, and then in the clinching game 5, 45 points, what have you. And, 45 points, I mean, and the most assists he had in a game was that game 4 with the 7 assists to go along with the 36 points. But, he's a scoring point guard, right?
Yeah.
But that's all point guards now. I mean, I don't think if you don't have a scoring point guard, you're not winning in today's NBA. I mean, I remember 10, maybe 12, 15 years ago, you needed the facilitator to run your point. And that's why, when you saw Steve Nash winning his MVPs when he averaged 14 points per game, but it was the 12, 13 assists a game and just making people better around him. I mean, that's when you had your Jason Kidds and you had your, you had those point guards that you just built around. You had the great, but now one of your main scorers also has to be one of your main passers, playmakers, facilitators, and that's what he does. And the good thing is, too, is he has a lot of bigs, and he has some stretch, forwards as well that he could work with. I mean, they were perfectly put together. It's just the NBA for the longest time got away from perfectly constructed rosters because the NBA got too top heavy.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. I remember when the Miami Heat formed with the Heatles, there was a good 2-3 week stretch where the only 3 players they had on that roster were LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. And because they all had to take a slight pay cut just to be able to bring in a Zydrunas Ilgauskas and a Eric Dampier and guys like that. I mean, it was just, a bunch of just older vet minimum guys to put a roster together. And then that's what it was moving forward. This is like a perfectly constructed roster. You think of New York, you're thinking of like a sexy superstar-led roster. Jalen Brunson is a very good superstar, type of player, but he doesn't have that aura, that it factor, whatever. But it didn't.
Get ready to see his face everywhere now.
Yeah, now that's what's crazy about it as far as that goes. Now, I want to go the conversation about him too. Like Becky Hammon is getting ripped. I don't think that's fair, and here's why. In the intro of my show, it's like, no, I'm not going to. Everyone because we're saying, well, oh, you were wrong about Ryan Day. I'm like, no, I wasn't. Ryan Day was losing big game after big game after big game. I went on to say I had no confidence that Ryan Day and Ohio State can go on to win a national championship in the expanded playoff because this guy hasn't won any big bowl game in years, and now you want me to expect that he's going to win 4 straight big bowl games in 1 month? I don't see that happening. Then it happened. I'm not going to apologize. There was finally enough big wins to prove that he could do it. So everyone's getting on Becky Hammon about what she said. Hell, I remember the day that the Cavs, when you and I were still doing the show every day, when the Cavs got Donovan Mitchell, we had Freddie Coleman on the show, and Freddie Coleman said he loves the move, but he doesn't think it's going to be as big a move as we think because your best player can't be a small guard. That wasn't just a Becky Hammon opinion. Right. That was across the board. Because we haven't seen that. Allen Iverson, good enough to get you there, but we have not seen a small guard go to single-handedly win you a championship. So now everyone ripping Becky Hammon. I get it. Wrong, kind of, but based on the information we had up to that point, she wasn't wrong. I just love that everyone's just ripping her a new one. And I'm like, good for her. She had a hot take and she stuck to it and it blew up in her face. But I don't know if she was wrong because up until this type of, player leading the way, I guess with Steph a little bit too, but he's not as small as what people make him out to be.
Yeah. Steph is 6'4".
Yeah.
So Brunson is 6 foot, 6'1", maybe. I think you hit a needle on the head where with Allen Iverson, like in constructing the team, like that whole 76ers team was constructing around Allen Iverson. When you have a 5'10" shooting guard, you need big guards that can guard other guards, and you can basically leave him be a free safety in Rome. And then they would make the midseason trade to go get Dikembe Mutombo to hold the middle of the court down and things like that. And they were able to go to the NBA Finals, and they won that epic game. And game 1 versus the Lakers to step over Tyronn Lue and everything like that. And then, reality set in, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and, it was all she wrote after that. But, speaking about Becky Hammon, making those comments about, Jalen Brunson, I mean, shoot, it had been since, the Pistons, where your best player was a 6 foot, 6'1" guard with Isaiah Thomas. And I mean, you look at that backcourt with Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars about 6'3", so you had a short backcourt. That was the last time
You were decades before that. So I don't disagree with Becky Hammond. Shoot, one of my favorite players in the NBA is Dame Lillard. Do I ever think Dame Lillard was going to be the number one scoring option, best player on a championship team with him and CJ McCullough? No, it just doesn't work like that. 2 6'3" guards, not going to happen. Now, did I think they would do better when he joined up with Giannis? Absolutely. Didn't pan out that way. But for the Knicks to win this championship with Jalen Brunson, that was amazing. And the reason it's amazing is because like I feel connected to, that Jalen Brunson era, because like that was the last time like I was truly invested in college basketball. Villanova squad. Obviously, I'm a Syracuse basketball fan, so I should hate Villanova. I still do. But I still watched. And like that was the last time like I watched every game that was on Monday. It was Big Tuesday. Yeah, it was who's playing. So like, yeah, I still watch college basketball, but not as much as I used to. So seeing those guys win 2 national championships, like he was the best player on 2 national championship teams, to get drafted in the second round, and then the Dallas Mavericks, and you know how I feel about the Dallas Mavericks, let him walk out the door for less than nothing. In the NBA, you can do a sign and trade. So just say, for instance, you believe the same thing that Becky Hammond did, which was valid, that no, I can't give this dude this type of money. He's not going to be our best player. We got Luka. It's not going to work. That's fine. You can have that opinion. And that opinion ultimately could turn out to be wrong. But what you can't do is let him walk out the door and get nothing for him. You could have got a slew of second-round picks. And we've seen second-round picks turn into finals MVP like a Jalen Brunson, or a Jokic, who turned into a multiple-time MVP and a finals MVP. You let him walk out the door for absolutely nothing. And that's not only the first time that the Dallas Mavericks has done something that was completely boneheaded. You've now traded Luka for Anthony Davis, and now you traded Anthony Davis away. So you don't have anything for Luka to show for it. Not to mention when they won the NBA championship and decided not to re-sign anybody on the team and let everybody walk out the door. And Tyson Chandler at the time was in his prime. And not only that, the year he left, he went to the Knicks and then went on to win Defensive Player of the Year. So me and the Dallas Mavericks, kudos to y'all on beating the Heatles. But guess what? I look at y'all as a suspect organization that does not have a freaking clue.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is now everyone's going to beat up the Mavericks and there were people criticizing them about letting Jalen Brunson go. Don't get me wrong. And yes, you being one of them. But my point is at the time, though, their mindset wasn't the worst mindset. Not getting anything in return, that was bad business. That was bad business. Letting him walk wasn't bad business.
No,
letting him walk for nothing.
Yes.
Letting him walk now would be horrific business. In fact, what's going to be ironic is while everyone's still pissed off about the letting Luka go thing, this was actually a bigger deal than letting Luka go. And I could see Luka finishing his career without a championship. And we're going to look at and Jalen Brunson. Everyone's still caught up on that. And I'm like, this has actually been the more costly, one to let go of, in my opinion. And that's what's crazy about Dallas.
You made it to the finals with Luka.
And they're an organization, too, that as, they had Steve Nash. You won a championship with Jason Kidd. You had Jalen Brunson. Like, they've been very point guard centric over the decades, and that's crazy, throughout that stretch. But no, I say all that because at that time, it's one of those, the rest of the league didn't even rip the Mavericks as much as what they are now because, I saw the montage of, I don't think, it's not that big of a deal that the Knicks got Jalen Brunson. It was Stephen A. It wasn't just ESPN shows. It was Fox Sports shows because at that time when that happened, the NBA was still, you need your Kevin Durant, you need your LeBron James, you need your bigger forwards, your centers, you need that. Now everything is kind of shifting. And Steph Curry has allowed that to kind of happen a little bit too.
Yeah, and this is something I know you can talk about later, but the fact that Jalen Brunson took $100 million less on his contract, better man than me, but allowed the Knicks to have the wiggle room to trade for Karl Anthony Towns, to keep OG, to go ahead and get his former college teammate, Mikal Bridges as well. So him taking that much less, we're not talking like the haircut that, Bosh and Bron and D-Wade made to team up with the Heat. He took $100 million less, and he lives in New York City. So he's getting paid $40 million a year. I saw a stat that after taxes and everything like that, it's really only 13. And I say only 13, but 40 to 13 is a lot of money. So yeah, I suspect that organizations are going to
approach their superstar player like, hey, why don't you do the Jalen Brunson so we can do X, Y, and Z? If y'all do it, y'all better people than me.
Well, look, when you operate within a salary cap league, and the NBA it's a cap, but there's the aprons.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the apron confidently as if I understand the apron. I don't.
It's a bad math equation.
I don't mind. Look, and the Knicks, owners are excited about the Knicks winning because of the way that they won. When you think of a New York team winning, you think of the way that the Yankees win. The Mets are underperforming greatly right now because they're they're a top 5 most expensive roster in baseball, and they're underperforming. So when you think of these New York teams, these LA teams, and they have success, it's automatically, put with, oh, well, yeah, they bought their championship. This championship, this roster was not your typical New York approach to a championship in any sport. But it was actually the perfect approach to roster construction. And it's one that the Players Association may not like because they're never going to go for urging players to do what Brunson did. But at the same time, Brunson's next check is going to be way bigger and he's got way more checks moving forward because of it. But he gambled on himself and it worked. But, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think that's a lot up to the organization to show a player the vision. There's reports coming out of LA about LeBron wanting the max. And, Windhorst basically said, like, LeBron's team is going to say, hey, what are you going to do? And if he don't like it, he's going to ask for the max. So apparently what the Lakers presented to LeBron to say, hey, this is our plan to help us make a championship roster is not suiting LeBron. So he wants the max. Basically the exact same thing Kobe said when he was on his way out the door in his last year. It's like, oh, we're not continuing to win a championship, then I need the max. And you know what? I don't blame him. If we're not in it to win the championship, I need the max. Because if you're not going to spend it on other players to help us win a championship, give me the money. Yeah. And that's what the Lakers did with Kobe, as they should have, and as Kobe Bryant should have got paid. And guess what? LeBron needs that and then some if they're not continuing to win a championship, because guess what? He's the reason the house is going to be packed. He's the reason people are going to be tuning in to watch the games. Yeah, Luka's great, for sure. I love Luka. But guess what? I'm tuning in to see Bron. And guess what? He needs to be compensated for it. Not everybody out there is going to be on the Jalen Brunson mindset of, all right, man, I'm going to take a haircut. And let's be clear, he took a haircut for 2 of his best friends. Like, these are people like he knew since he was 18 years old. He went to college with these folks. So it's a little different.
Yeah, but I also look at vastly different too. I think they both are vastly different. Look, Brunson doing that was trying to establish himself. And I think he knew, okay, I can go take a lot. I mean, there's a lot of players who were at that level of Brunson where there's a lot of potential there. They go take that money. The roster is not going to be constructed as well around. Now you're rich, you're putting up numbers, but now we do what we do in all sports. Well, the numbers look good, but he's just not the guy. He's just not the guy. And then you move on. Brunson went the route of, I'm going to put up the numbers. I'm going to take over in crunch time. I'm going to have the supporting cast. I'm going to win the championship, and it's going to silence everyone, including Stephen A. Smith, who was a Knicks fan, not a Knicks fan, hated the Knicks, loved the Knicks, whatever. But yeah, so I say that because, like, LeBron, to me, if I'm the Lakers, like, when they did that with Kobe, there was no Luka. There was no, who was the, I mean, Lamar Odom was, I mean, I'm trying to think after that.
I think Lamar was gone by
Lamar
then.
was
I think
gone.
he was with the Mavericks by then.
So when you talk about, okay, people tune in for LeBron, well, people tuned in for Kobe, and they had nothing after that. Like, there was nothing after Kobe Bryant. So it was one of those where, okay, we need like the Lakers needed Kobe. I don't think the Lakers need LeBron right now, and that sounds weird saying that. What I mean is, you have Luka to build around, and with the way that the salary caps are set up now, it would be stupid. I mean, if I'm Luka, I'd be furious too. Like, I signed my extension a year ago. They probably presented him a plan, and I don't think he's sticking around so they could overpay for LeBron for the final couple of years, or maybe the final year of his career, and wasting another year of Luka. The Lakers did that with Kobe because they had nobody else at the time. I don't think the Lakers should do that with LeBron. When you have Luka and you can actually save the money on LeBron and look at what the Knicks did and say, well, we don't need to go get a LeBron player. We can go get 2 players for what we can get LeBron for and start adding depth to this roster. You need depth because you're not going to have Luka for an 82-game season.
Oh, that's for sure. You probably going to ultimately end up re-signing Austin Reeves and then potentially watch LeBron walk to the Warriors. And I have a funny feeling.
That is wild.
I have a funny feeling that's going to happen. And I have a funny feeling that LeBron is going to sign for something that is crazy. Like, wait,
low
you
or
did
high?
Low.
Yeah.
I think like out of spite, LeBron will be willing to do that. At first, I was like, there's no way. But then, like, you start thinking about it and you start dissecting it and you see, younger players win the championships. You see all the praise. Like, let's not get it twisted. LeBron still wants to win. He's not only playing to stack up his bank account so he can buy an NBA franchise. He still wants to win. So don't be surprised if LeBron James says, yeah, I'll show up and play with the Warriors for the vet minimum.
But that's why when you said that earlier about you don't blame, you can't have both. You can't be legacy chasing and money chasing at the same time anymore.
But out of spite, like, hey, man, I, LeBron James, saved your franchise when y'all were floundering and brought back another championship.
I've been good ever since.
Yeah, and in the running ever since I showed up, I need to be compensated, and I think he does. But him going to a different team, like, well, I've done nothing for y'all. Let me come here for a discount so y'all can get this player, that player, and now we can go ahead and win a championship. I wouldn't be mad at Bron at all for that. I would be like, hey, it's part of the game. I wouldn't feel like the same way I felt when he left Cleveland to go to Miami. I would be like, hey, here's what it is. Maybe because I'm a Laker hater.
And he might have the chance, if he goes there, they'll be really, really good.
Yeah.
And he might be the best player on a potential championship team. Would you say him or Steph? If Steph and him are rolling together with where they're at in their careers, who's the best player on that Warriors team if LeBron goes there?
LeBron James.
Which is crazy. At 42,
LeBron.
43.
I would say LeBron. You still would have to like get an additional shooter because you're really going to be small. You're really going to be playing some small ball, but
I don't know if Luke Kennard's he's under contract, right?
Yeah, he is. I think he had like a 2-year deal with the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you gotta get another bona fide shooter. And I just don't know. And they're smart basketball players; they'll figure it out, whatever. Because hey, guess what? You're basically trading in Draymond Green, the point forward, for LeBron James.
Would they lose Draymond? If you get LeBron for,
he's not going to be running the show anymore. Let's just say if he does, like,
because Draymond's talked about wanting to play with LeBron for a long time, so those two would have to,
But like, you're not bringing the ball up the court.
I
the old 23 is going to bring up the ball up the court and make the decisions.
And the pick and roll with him and Steph would just
exactly. I expect a big power move from the Warriors. I expect a LeBron to show up or a Giannis to show up. One of them big dogs is going to the Warriors this year.
If LeBron's willing to take a pay cut and you could shoot, and let's say he's willing to do the vet minimum thing out of spite, and you have the Cavs roster and the Warriors roster, and take out, because I know the convenience of him on the West Coast. I feel like that's where you would.
Yes, that is exactly.
Take out the convenience of the West Coast out. Okay, which is a better situation? Cavs or Golden State Warriors? Take the location.
I still would say the Warriors because you have James Harden on the Cleveland Cavaliers. James Harden is not a catch and shoot player. James Harden is not a catch and shoot player. James Harden is always a rhythm player, always dribble, shoot. The Cavs do have a lot of catch and shoot players, but the other guy is not a catch and shoot player. Steph can do any shot that you want, and that's where I would want to be.
You've had Brian Windhorst come out and say, the craziest of crazy, the Cavs are in a position because the way everything's set up, if LeBron takes that vet minimum, they can keep James Harden. They can keep Donovan Mitchell. You'd have to move on from Mobley. You can get Giannis and still get LeBron James if you want it.
I would love it. I also don't think LeBron James would take a discount to come home to Cleveland either.
Yeah.
I think it's just like certain teams like, yeah, I'll go there, but y'all got to pay me.
Because the problem, here's the thing with the Warriors thing. Cleveland's the best situation to me possible.
Oh, yeah.
Because he doesn't have to come here and be the best player.
Yeah.
If you stay with the Lakers, as good as Luka is, you still have to be the best player because you have to be the most durable player and you have to be the most reliable player, which puts a lot of pressure on him to begin with. And you're not winning a championship with the Lakers right now. You go to the Warriors, on paper, LeBron and Steph Curry, that's stupid. And let's not forget Jimmy Butler, who can still play, especially when he doesn't have to be the guy. That's great. But LeBron, you said it earlier, I still think if they're a contender, he's going to be the best player. He goes to the Cavs. I don't think he has to be the best or second best player that night. If Mobley's still there and he ascends the way that they're anticipating him to.
One of these days.
If he becomes that and you have Donovan Mitchell, like LeBron could be the second, that he could just be a facilitator on steroids, literally. Just feed Donovan Mitchell, feed James Harden, and I'd move on from James Harden. You don't have to marry James Harden. If you're the Cavs, you can move on from James Harden and use that money elsewhere. I'm just saying, I think that the Cavs actually suit where he's at in his career more because he can go there, be the best player, but he doesn't have to be the best player every single night. You go to the Warriors, I feel like you have to be the best player every single night over the length of an 82 game.
And it's the West.
Into a playoffs. So
the West. It's the West. It's definitely difficult out there in the West. But man, shouts out to the Knicks. Even though I'm a Knicks hater, my aunt claims I'm a Knicks hater. She actually says she's going to go to the parade on Thursday. I wish her luck.
You know what I'm annoyed with? To me, I love fan reaction videos when you don't know the camera's on you. But these cats that are taking their camera and they're setting it up and they're hitting record and then they're watching the game and they keep doing the little side-eye thing. Is it on me? Is it on me? And they're doing the fake crying thing. There's people we know they're doing this fake crying thing. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave you out of it. But I've noticed some things. I'm like, is this someone really fake crying? Like, if you don't know the camera's on you and it's just a natural reaction, but I will never cry for any of my sports teams. Even when the Cleveland Browns win it, I will never cry.
Really?
I will not cry, but I'll be happy. I'll be smiling, but crying, these dudes are crying for their team. And it's one thing to just, if you're naturally reacting that way, okay, fine, give you a pass, but stop doing the setting the camera up off to the side. And the camera's on me. I have no clue. And you're jumping up and down and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, just stop.
You wouldn't cry if the Browns won the Super Bowl?
No.
That's the question. Let us know in the comment section. Would you cry if your favorite team won the championship? I would cry.
If the Bengals win it, I'll cry. I'll cry. Those are sad
I
tears.
know I will cry if my beloved Guardians ever win a World Series. That's my only team that I've never seen win a championship. All my other favorite teams have won championships.
Like when Ohio State won the title a few years ago, I was like, hell yeah, this is freaking awesome. But I don't know. I've never been moved to almost tears. But then again, I'm a Browns fan. And I have been moved to tears by them before, but just not for the winning side of it as far as that goes. But yeah, 937-518-1410. So what does that mean for you? What are you doing?
Let's see. We'll see. We'll see. I got
we'll see.
Spot to cut, but you have
time. You have
Got
time.
time?
But 937-518-1410. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It drives me up the wall. But the people that are setting up their phones and recording themselves watch the game, I don't believe that that's an organic reaction when you know the camera's on you. I have more respect for the people that, oh, man, your organic reaction was caught off to the side. One of your buddies was recording you and you didn't know it and you reacted that way. But the people that are setting up the camera so that you can have this emotional reaction so that you hope to go viral, oh, come on. Stop it. That's as fake as the celebrities who showed up to their 5 Knicks games for the year. I mean, give me a break.
Not Spike Lee, though.
Not Spike Lee. But also, stop over romanticizing the celebrity fans. Oh, he's been to every game. He could afford to go to every game. I don't, but should he get a ring? I heard that debate today.
No.
All right. Good.
Rings are for players.
Thank you.
Rings are for players, coaches, and staff, man.
There you go. We'll be
I
right
saw Ben Stiller taking pictures with the trophy. I'm like, wait a minute, man.
Oh, yeah. How about Captain Olivia Benson?
Did you lost her mind.
But, I didn't know. So, at first, I was annoyed with her, and I love Captain Olivia Benson, all right? I love Mariska Hargitay. But found out, I didn't know she's at pretty much every home game.
Mm-hmm.
The players love her. In fact, after, team introductions and stuff, they all go over and give her a big hug before each and every game. Okay, I thought she was annoying as hell the first time I saw it. And then I start finding out more and more. I'm like, oh, okay, she's...
Oh, yeah,
it's not like, I haven't gone to... The Knicks aren't a thing right now, so I'm not into it. I'm at, Brooklyn games where I'm over here doing this. But no, to her... So that's a little different.
First time I seen Sydney Sweetie at a Knicks game, though.
That's fine. She can go to any game she wants. Woo-wee. I love me some Sydney Sweetie.
I wonder why.
I mean, my goodness. But yeah, great jeans. We'll be right back. It's the Justin Kinner Show, 1410 ESPN Radio.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
ABS, TPMS, CVT, VVT, the auto industry
industry loves its alphabet soup, but at Carol Wirtz Tire in Dayton, we keep it simple. The only acronym you need to remember is TIRE. Trust, integrity, reliability, expertise. That's what we deliver every day. Carol Wirtz Tire, keeping Dayton rolling with TIRE service you can count on. Find us online at C-W Tire or talk to a real human, 937-461-5441.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
If you need new roofing, siding or gutters, skylights or patio enclosures, if you're a homeowner or business and need someone you can trust, don't take a chance. Enhance with Lance. Lance Roofing and Siding has been satisfying customers since 1993 and hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. See Lance Roofing and Siding at their new location at 6903 Dayton Springfield Road in Enid. Call for a free estimate at 864-2722. That's 864-2722. Online at lanceroofing.com.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insured.
1410 Wing AM, Dayton's ESPN Radio, powered by...
When the lights go out, when the storm hits, one thing still works. Radio. No signal needed, no screen required. Just information when you need it most. For generations, radio has been there in every moment that matters. 250 years of America and still going strong.
A is for ABS, B is for BCM, C is for CBT, D is for, don't worry, we're not going to quiz you, because at Carol Wirtz Tire, we know the auto industry is full of acronyms. But here's the one that matters the most, TIRE. Trust, integrity, reliability, expertise. Carol Wirtz Tire, keeping Dayton rolling from A to Z. Find us online at c-wtire.com or talk to a real human at 937-461-5441.
Now, back to the Justin Kinner Show, right here on ESPN Dayton, 1410 Wing AM.
All right, everybody, we are back. Happy Monday. This is just a touch and go. We're just touching base for about 60 seconds here. Kev Nash will jump back on with us here as we kick off hour number 2. It's the Justin Kinner Show presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits, of course. The Knicks win in 5, their first NBA championship in 53 years. And what Kev and I were, what I was poking fun at is I'm tired of, I love especially fan bases who have been through it. And I get it. It's the Knicks. It's a New York team. So, there's not a whole lot of sympathy for them, right? Oh, poor New York team has been without a championship. We don't feel bad for those teams in New York. I get it. But at the same time, again, it's the first championship for the Knicks since 1953, and they haven't been the most well-run organization, despite the fact that they play in one of the most legendary arenas in sports history at Madison Square Garden, right? They play at a cool arena. It's the New York market. They're one of the biggest, even when they're, I remember years ago when the Knicks and the Lakers were two of the worst teams in the NBA. They had one of the biggest ratings that season, and it was both games were sellouts at Madison Square Garden and at the time Staples Center. It's just, that's what happens with those teams, right? We don't feel sorry for them. We don't feel sorry for those fans. So, but at the same time, I do understand the passionate reaction to watching your team win a championship. And I say I understand as if I understand. I'm a Browns fan and a Reds fan. Give me a break, right? And I say that, but like, I get that there's a lot of passion involved. But if you are a fan of a team and you are at a sports bar, or you're out with your friends, or you're at a watch party and you're watching and someone off to the side catches your passionate reaction, that's awesome. That's great. And if you shed a tear, more power to you. What I'm having a problem with is all of these typical New York fans who get their phone out, right? They get their phone out and then they open up the camera, they hit record, they put it off to the side, like they're hiding it. And then they watch the game and they act as if they're watching the game with no one watching, right? And then all of a sudden they're jumping up and down, they're doing cartwheels, jumping jacks, they're putting their hands over their face, and they're just looking super stressed. And man, they are just working it for that camera. And then the fake tears. I've been waiting for this my whole life. Oh, stop it. Would you hit the lottery? Generational wealth, your family will never be hungry again. Like, what are we talking here? You've been waiting for this your whole life. Stop it. Be super happy. I mean, Bengals fans, you guys were ecstatic years ago. I will be ecstatic if the Browns ever do anything cool. I will not shed a tear. So that's what Kev Nash asked. Would you ever, and Kev's going to jump back on with us here in the start of hour number 2. Would you ever shed a tear if your team won a championship? 937-518-1410. If the Bengals win a Super Bowl this year, they've never won a Super Bowl before. Bengals fans, would you shed a tear? These Knicks fans who are actually putting these fake reaction videos up of them crying because they want to give me a break. Be excited. Be happy. Jump up and down. Celebrate with your friends. Shotgun a beer. Shotgun 2 beers. Shotgun 3 beers. Another beer. What? Do what you got to do. But stop with the fake reaction. And if you naturally cry and someone catches it off to the side, fine. But the people that are posting the videos of them crying that they recorded themselves, it's just some organic, natural reaction when you were just putting on a show for Kim, makes me sick. 937-518-1410. If your team wins a championship, Bengals, let's use you. Reds fans, it's been decades, right? The Reds win a World Series. The Bengals win a Super Bowl. Browns fans, I'll throw myself in there. Browns ever win if they even get to an AFC championship game, if they win a Super Bowl, would you cry? Would you shed a tear like these weird poser Knick fans? 937-518-1410. You could text that number or call into the show. Hour 2 coming up next.
Cordell Transportation is looking for more weekend warriors. If you have a Class A CDL and would like to make some extra money casually driving weekend daytime routes, then Cordell Transportation is looking for you. Home daily, all loads round trip, no touch freight, and competitive pay. Full-time routes could become available if you're interested. Drive weekends at Cordell Transportation. Apply at CordellTransportation.com or call Ron at 937-277-7271. Cordell Transportation, driven to succeed.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some days self-care starts with Nature-Made gummy vitamins, a deep breath, and a little encouragement.
Mom, I'm really nervous.
Me too, honey, but we've got this. Repeat after me. I'm going to have a good day.
I'm going to have a good day.
I choose joy no matter what comes my way.
I bring joy wherever I go.
Quality gummy vitamins from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
From the Montgomery County Clerk of Court's office, I'm Shannon Crabtree. Join us for Clerk Mike Foley's award-winning Connecting with the Community speaker series, connecting citizens to local leaders. Join us on Tuesday, June 16th, as newly elected Dayton Mayor Shanice Turner Sloss shares her vision to restore shine to the Gem City. That's Connecting with the Community from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Employment Opportunity Center in the Westtown Shopping Center on West 3rd Street in Dayton. Another example of how Clerk Mike Foley is bringing the courthouse to you.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a data analyst.
Hey, what model did you use for these quarterly projections?
Astrology. If Mercury's in retrograde, sales tank. If Venus is rising, we crush Q4.
You built our revenue forecast off horoscopes?
Yeah, the Zodiac never lies.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
Today, a mix of clouds and sun with a high of 74. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 54 degrees. And tomorrow for your Tuesday, partly cloudy skies during the morning hours will become overcast in the afternoon with a high of 78. I'm Adam Zellick for 1410 ESPN Radio.
Cordell Transportation is looking for more weekend warriors. If you have a Class A CDL and would like to make some extra money casually driving weekend daytime routes, then Cordell Transportation is looking for you. Home daily, all loads round trip, no touch freight, and competitive pay. Full-time routes could become available if you're interested. Drive weekends at Cordell Transportation. Apply at CordellTransportation.com or call Ron at 937-277-7271. Cordell Transportation, driven to succeed.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. No takers? Yeah, didn't think so. Ongoing pain makes you feel older than you are. But here's the good news. QC Kinetic patients here in Dayton are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. The QC Kinetic medical professionals use the latest regenerative treatments backed by real science, treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body, concentrate them right where you need relief. That's how Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Patrick's golf game is on fire again. Kathy walked around Disney with her grandkids. No pain. All real QC Kinetic patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases and the sooner joint damage slows down. Because no one signs up for feeling older faster. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetic regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is free. 937-936-0325. That's 937-936-0325.
Hey everybody, it's Stephen A. Smith, and everyone knows my feelings on Cowboys fans. But really, Justin Kenner, you're a Cowboys fan and a Browns fan? Good Lord have mercy. I don't know what the hell to do with y'all. I really don't. Exactly, Stephen A. He's been here for 10 years, and we're still trying to figure him out. The Justin Kenner Show, weekdays at 3 p.m., right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Now, back to the Justin Kenner Show, right here on ESPN Dayton, 1410 Wing AM.
But seriously, the jeans, like, we welcome you back. Hour 2. Today, it's the Justin Kenner Show with Kev Nash. Kenner and Kev with you here on a Monday. Mr. Kev Nash, welcome.
What up, dog?
How about this? So the Knicks in that series, they win in 5. All right. Now, the Spurs led for, and I've seen 2 different percentages, whatever, but they're all within a couple points or whatever. But the Spurs led for 72% of the NBA Finals. They lost in 5 games. The Spurs led by 14 points in game 1 and lost. They led by 12 points in game 2 and lost, 12 points in game 3 and lost. They led by 29 points in game 4 and lost. And in a must-win game, in an elimination game, I actually did, like, especially when the Spurs were up big, I'm like, oh, yeah, they're not losing this game. And I was happy. I hate watching teams win a championship on the opposing. I mean, teams want to watch their team win a championship no matter what. Can you imagine the Bengals when they won that AFC championship game a few years ago? Now, I think it was kind of cool seeing him do it at Patrick's house, like doing it at Burrowhead, as they called it. But I do think that Bengals fans would have loved it at Paycor, but I do think that there was a lot of enjoyment of watching them win it at Arrowhead, right? I think for that particular case, but if you win it in Buffalo or whatever, you want to see them win it on their home field. I think just the reaction and everything is just a lot differently. Knicks fans, they don't care where they win that championship. But, I mean, look how electric the Garden was. Imagine that championship being won at the Garden, or at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I think it would have been even crazier. I mean, we saw the burning buses. We saw people on power lines and everything like that. It was a crazy scene, man. And we're still seeing videos coming out. Obviously, the folks taping themselves, crying, having emotional moments about their favorite team in the world. Yeah, I'm with you. I was reserved to the fact that the Knicks were going to win the championship, and that's why I was extra rooting for the Spurs to win so we can get it at at the Garden and see Spike and everybody. But when they were talking to all the celebrities in the pregame, like you used to see this look of intensity on their faces, and I never doubt some of the celebrity fans about how much they are a fan of a team. But obviously there are some people there just to get the looks and things like that. But hey, man, their team won a championship, man. And that's an amazing accomplishment. And we being Ohio State fans, even though we don't win every single year, we're expected to win every year, and we're in contention to win every year. The Knicks have not been in contention to win since 1999. Yep. You know what I mean? So that's a long time ago then. And then you think about, before that, they weren't in contention until 95, the OJ Chase cut off the NBA Finals. I remember watching that NBA Finals game, and we're breaking news. Dude, the game is on. This is the finals. This is Patrick Ewing versus Olajuwon. What are you doing? And before that, wasn't born. So yeah, man, I could only imagine what it's like for your team to win a championship and you've never seen it. I mean, I've been there. I mean, some of my favorite teams have only won their 1-0 championship during my lifetime.
And maybe I could walk this back a bit. I really, and I'm not judging. If you have a emotional reaction to where there's tears in your eyes watching your team win the championship, I'm not really judging that. I guess what I'm judging is the fake stuff on social media. Social media, and we have to be on social media with our jobs. I mean, it drives me nuts, but we have to be on social media with our jobs. So that's just the day and age that we live in. But the people that, again, set up their phone. Oh man, it's 3 minutes left, man. What if they do win this championship? I need people to see me watching my team win a championship. The level of egoness there is just absolutely insane. And so there's people that I know that I'm like, hey, I like this person, but what the hell are you doing? You put your phone up and you put it off to the side, not directly in front of you, because that would just be weird. Let's put it off to the side as if, I had no clue that phone was there. And then crying and screaming and doing all these things. And I'm like, I want to believe that this is just a true organic reaction, but I can't get over the fakeness of it because you set up the camera. You knew it was there. It's like the people that walk into a surprise party that already knew about it. It was just, you could tell, as a fake reaction. But Kev thought the question earlier, would you ever cry if your team won a championship? I don't think that I would. I don't think that I would, but
I don't think you would either.
I have no clue. I'd be like, you know why? Because I talk trash too much, and I'd be like, in your face, Bengals fans, in your face. I would cry if the Bengals won, though. If the Bengals won a Super Bowl, I would cry. I would be miserable because a lot of y'all, I would just have to be eating a lot of crow at that point. But yeah, the Steelers win a Super Bowl this year. Well, no, because they've won so many championships.
Yeah, they won 2 in my lifetime, and I haven't cried. Yeah, I didn't cry when Syracuse basketball won a championship. I did cry when Ohio State beat Miami, the Tressel team with Claret and the boys. I didn't cry when they beat, I was going to say Alabama, but they ultimately beat Oregon for the national championship. And I didn't cry when they beat Notre Dame. I will cry when the Guardians win a World Series, though. I will cry.
And see, I guess here's my thing. It would be hard for me to cry at professional sports, I think. College basketball. When UD went on that run years, I'm not even a UD fan. I still get good. Every once in a while, I'll go watch those. If you watch the UD Elite 8 highlights, there's just a bunch of different montages put together of the crowd reactions here in this city. For me, it wasn't so much about the fans in the arenas. It was the community back here on Brown Street, just, anywhere near UD's campus, just the way that the campus react. I get goosebumps at that. When mid-major schools or wherever you want to consider UD to be, when they go on those magic Cinderella runs in those tournaments, that would be the closest. If Wright State ever did something like that, just with how close I am with them, maybe that would spark a reaction there, because that's so unexpected. I mean, if I wanted to cry if they would have beat Virginia, but you beat Virginia, then you go on, you win another game, you get to the Sweet 16 and you're Wright State. I mean, that would spark, because you're watching something that should not happen, that has never happened before, probably won't happen again. like Ohio State wins. Don't cry when Ohio State wins a championship. They should win a championship.
High fives all around.
And, super high fives all around. Super high five all around, as far as that goes. But no, I guess, and then the NFL and Major League, but the Bengals have never won it. So I'm not going to make fun of Bengals fans who, I make fun of Bengals who throw a parade for losing a Super Bowl. I thought that was weird. But if you cry because the Bengals win a Super Bowl this year, I will not judge that. Never won one. You've come close so many times and have, you've had to deal with, you get the best quarterback in your franchise's history and he's always hurt and there's always something that comes up. That's different to me. But I guess the New York thing, haven't won it since 1953. It's been decades and decades. This is a likable Knicks team, so I give a pass to that. It's just for me the fakeness of putting the phone up and recording yourself and doing. Remember, the one guy I know, I'm not going to say his name, I'm not doing that, but I showed you the video during the break. I'm like, listen, I know this guy, and I can't look at him the same now. He was fake crying, but there was no tears.
No waterworks.
I mean, you couldn't even put the little eye drops in just so something was running down like something. You got to help yourself. Help me help you.
Help me help you. Yeah, I didn't even cry when the Cavs came back from 3-1 over the Warriors. I didn't cry. I was super happy. I was super pumped. I was running around the house like a maniac. The reason I know I'll cry when the Guardians win a championship, I cried when they lost. Matter of fact, I cried 3 times that whole game when they went down big, and I was like, dude, it's over. I dropped a tear, and then I shedded tears of joy when Raji Davis hit that home run to tie it up, and we ultimately went to extra innings, and then we lost. Then I cried again. Matter of fact, I'm about to cry now thinking about it.
Yeah. I cried when the Reds were in first place at the end of April. That's how starved I am for any kind of Red success in my lifetime. Even though I was technically alive for the 1990 World Series, I was one.
Big Uno.
I don't think that counts as far as that's concerned. But Justin Kidder, Kev Nash, 937-518-1410. Bengals fans, Reds fans, Guardians fans, it don't matter. Would you cry if your team won a championship? I brought up the UD thing earlier. I know a lot of people that were crying because of happy they were about that UD run. I love college sports from that perspective. And football, it's different because we watch Ohio State and others. To me, but when you're Dayton and you're not a Duke and you're not a powerhouse and you go on those deep runs and you beat Ohio State and all that, I'm not a UD guy, but my goodness, I still get goosebumps if I watch those videos. Wright State, they accomplish something like that. It's not an even playing field across the board. That is something that's so cool and special to watch. I don't know. That's different to me than some of these other things or whatever.
I'm sure Indiana Hoosiers football fans, the 2 that there were before these last couple of seasons, I'm sure they cried. Indiana's a basketball school. I'm not judging, folks. But yeah, the fake crying is weird. It's a weird thing, and I'm not as down on people recording themselves in like a high pressure moment to see if their team can hit the last second shot to win the game and get a reaction and everything like that. I'm not as down, but I am down on the crocodile tears. Let it be genuine. If you're crying, you're crying. If you're not, you're not. Just show, if you're showing what your emotion, show your true emotion. Don't fake the emotion because you know it's going to get likes and thumbs and shares.
Or like your team wins and you do a reaction video. Okay, cool. Do whatever you got to do. But like the camera's there. Oh, my bad. My bad. You'll wipe the come on.
When Ohio State beat Notre Dame for the championship most recently, I made a reaction video, sent it to one of my best friends.
Completely different.
And mainly because he owed me money because he said Ohio State would never win the championship with Ryan Day as their head coach. And I still have not received my $100, by the way.
And yeah.
Go
what
Bucks.
A hot take. I think I shared that hot take for a while. I've always liked Ryan Day, but I still had a similar take.
And people still calling Coach Day, the John Cooper this era. Well, John Cooper's team's never won a national championship. Coach Day's team has won, and hopefully we'll win another one.
I mean, you look at the games that they had. I mean, like I said, that championship is one of the, if not the most impressive one of all Buckeye championships, just because who you had to beat along the way. That's one thing. I mean, like back at the 14 playoff, tough to do. I mean, especially when you have to beat Alabama and Oregon to do it. That's very tough. First one ever. Third string quarterback. Maybe I don't know. Those two they rival one another.
I don't know, man.
But like
that Miami one, man.
But like you're an underdog in that. But like that's the thing. If Ohio State had to play in a multiple team playoff and then you get to Miami, it's what they. But like you had one shot at Miami, and you just no Big Ten championship game. It was just regular season ends. You beat Michigan. That's great. Boom, go beat Miami. That was an impressive win. But as far as an impressive championship,
Like
I
a
don't. I wonder
run?
if you could. Can you separate them?
Yeah, I guess you can, but like
I don't think that the Notre Dame win wasn't impressive.
yeah,
The championship run
the
was
run,
impressive.
the collective, yeah, because I mean, obviously the circumstances that Ohio State went through put themselves in.
Like Oregon, that wasn't an impressive win, but it was. Everyone just remembers the Alabama win. They won a national championship that year, but all we talk about is the Alabama win.
Right.
But you're right. The most memorable national championship win in Buckeye history is easily that Miami.
Yeah,
win.
like I just think because after the fact, we know how many players on the Ohio State team eventually ended up in the pros. But prior to that, Miami had all the dudes. And it was like kind of like that game was the catalyst of like, oh, well, maybe these Ohio State players are really good too. And that propelled them into the NFL. Like we knew how bad and how great that Miami team was. And they showed it. But, you know, we got it done. Go Bucks.
And yeah, that was as close to as what you would deem an upset in college football.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
those
remember.
Rosters don't lose. Those NFL rosters don't lose in college football.
Yeah, I don't remember the point spread because the reason I would say that one is because I think outside of that, I know Ohio State was favored over Oregon in the Natty. They were not a favorite versus Bama, but I think Ohio State was favored in all those games except for the Oregon game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so and we could. I think that's where we meet on the middle. You're right. I'll agree with you. That's the most impressive championship win for Ohio State, no doubt. But the Oregon win, it
was over.
Yeah,
in the second quarter.
Yeah, the most impressive win over Oregon in my lifetime is the game I was at when they kicked their ass at the Rose Bowl. I mean, that was over before it started. I mean, 28-0 or 28-7 at the end of the first quarter. I mean, my goodness. So, whatever it was, But yeah, real quick. So we asked if people would cry if their team won a championship. Brian from Springboro. Brian, I hope you're well. Brian says, I've been a Browns fan for 50 years. If they won a Super Bowl, I would blubber like a baby. I think Browns and Bengals fans both would deserve to not be judged. Actually, I don't judge anyone if you cry at your sports teams win. If you're a Browns or a Bengals fan or a fan of a team like that, don't cry at an Ohio State win. The expectations are different. That's why
only people that can cry are the players and the parents.
More than fair. More than fair. But yeah, I think it's fair. Bengals, and I think Bengals have a good chance to win it this year. I will not judge at all. I'll be hiding. I will not be judging.
What about Kansas City Chiefs fans? If they win the Super Bowl this year, can they cry?
Yeah, no. I don't know. No.
What about Patriots fan? I think that's a better question. What about them? Because obviously they had great success, obviously with Brady. So matter of fact, they were just in the Super Bowl. If they were to win the Super Bowl, this past one that they were in that they lost, would they be allowed to cry?
I guess there's levels to this too, because we still deem the Patriots. I'd say no, just because like the Patriots is what they do. I've told buyers this before. Like everyone thought that the Super Bowl, that the Patriots dynasty started in that 2001 or whatever the year that was, that they got there with Tom Brady, the Bledsoe. But remember, they were just there 4 years prior.
Oh yeah.
With Bledsoe at quarterback, and that was Byers was on the Patriots team that went to that Super Bowl that lost to Brett Favre.
Wasn't only like three dudes left? Like what? Him, Lori Malloy. And Ty Law,
I think McGinnis was on the team.
Okay.
But yeah, because Glenn was gone by that point. But no, so I say that because like the ownership was the same, the GM was the same, and you hired from within the Bill Belichick was under the Parcells tree, and then Bill Belichick, what I mean? So like, it was like an extension of that. So like that went on and on and on. But the organization, say what you want about the Kraft family, but since they took over, I mean the Patriots, since they took over, they're just a constant, and everyone thought it was just the coach quarterback combo where the quarterback changed, the coach changed, everything changed. Ownership's still there. They're still. So no, I don't think that you should. I whatever. I think you have to. I mean, does it have to be Cowboys fans? It's been 3 decades.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah. I mean, you've been made fun of, but you deserve it. You bring it upon yourselves. You deserve it. But you deserve to cry. You deserve to be made fun of at the same time. I think Cowboys fans.
Yeah, they definitely should be allowed to cry for sure.
But they've had to deal with a lot as well. But Jerry Jones, your owner, you've earned it at that point. My goodness. So, but yeah, nonetheless. But we talked about the Steelers already and stuff like that. But no, Jason, thank you. I'm sorry, Brian, thank you. Thomas Smith texted into the show. Kinder's going to be sleeping on the couch tonight. That has to be the Sydney Sweeney comment from earlier. Nonetheless, but either way,
that's the crazy thing about women like a Sydney Sweeney. everybody knows. Everybody knows. Like, other women know that she's an attractive woman as well.
She's hot, dude. She's freaking hot. All right.
Everybody knows. It's like it's not breaking news. Like my wife knows I have a huge crush on Meg Thee Stallion. Like everybody knows. It's like not a secret. Like she's a very attractive woman. Like duh.
Yeah.
Now if you come out here with something like, oh yeah, I'm attracted to
Lizzo.
that. Oh wow. Wow. Then maybe you're sleeping on the couch. But somebody that everybody agrees is a nice looking person, you know.
So Forrest on YouTube, he's watching on the Justin Kinner Show YouTube channel. He goes, I cried happy tears when Tennessee beat Bama in football, but that's a fine one. That's okay.
Did you cry tears of pain when Ohio State beat them in the playoff?
But like Tennessee's they're a lot further along than Indiana in football history, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
But again, when you think of the SEC, especially modern day SEC, well, maybe not current day SEC, but modern SEC dominance or whatever, Tennessee's always just been that middle of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't won a championship since 2000 with T. Martin and Dayton's own Peerless Price.
I think what's fair, like comparison here is like Penn State. Always good, always recruit well, but they've never, like, you know, if they ever win a Big Ten championship and go on to win a national championship, I think that Penn State fans, I wouldn't judge them because like that's a good example. I think is that a good comp? Penn State, Tennessee. I think Penn State's more accomplished in the Big Ten than Tennessee. Who would be a good Tennessee comp in the Big Ten?
Oof.
I mean,
I think that would be it. No, yeah, Penn State is Penn State's better.
Penn State's been a way better football program than Tennessee, so that's kind of tough.
That's the problem with the Big Ten. Like there's really just like three big. Well, now there's four.
I would take the new teams out.
Michigan State.
I'd say that's fair. I think that's fair. Yeah, because I'm looking up and down. Wisconsin, maybe Wisconsin more. Well, I mean, Wisconsin's been bad for what Michigan State and Wisconsin both fell off at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not Purdue. It's not Maryland. It's not Rutgers. Nebraska's semi-new, but not Minnesota.
Well, maybe Nebraska is a fair comp. A former powerhouse program from like the 80s and 90s.
But Tennessee's been way better in the SEC than Nebraska has in the Big Ten. But the powerhouse comp is there, the history. I think you're right. I think it would have to be. You say Michigan. I would say Michigan State or Wisconsin, I think, is a fair Tennessee. In the chat.
I can't go Wisconsin.
You can't go Wisconsin?
Can't go Wisconsin.
Who's a Tennessee comp in the Big Ten?
I can't go Wisconsin.
And we can't use any of the new teams. I don't want to use USC or Oregon or Washington or UCLA. I don't want to use those teams. Nebraska before that was the newest team, right? Or they were the newest team before that. Who would be? So you say Michigan State, and I like that.
I would say Michigan State.
In that category right there. But, yeah. So we'll keep following the reaction to that. I don't even know how we got in that, to be honest.
Because I'm on, always twisted to make it college football related.
No, that's fine by me. Forrest said, no, I didn't know. No, I didn't. I knew they would beat Ohio State. And then Forrest said, dang, didn't know I was going to start a debate. Well, wait, Forrest, who would you say is Tennessee's comp in the Big Ten then? Kev says Michigan State, which I don't disagree with. I would throw Michigan State and Wisconsin in that category.
You still consider Nebraska new?
Kind of. Well, to be fair, what year was that?
It's been a minute.
I mean, 10 years. Right?
Yeah, definitely 10 years.
When did Nebraska join the Big Ten? Oh, way more than that.
Have
they really been here since 2011?
Wow.
Really? I don't know why I felt like they haven't been here that long, have they? Nebraska officially joined the Big Ten Conference on July 1st, 2011. 2000. That is new. I did not think that they were here that long. Yeah, everything is saying Nebraska's 2011 arrival. I feel like Tennessee's been way better in the SEC, especially over the last 10 years than Nebraska has in the last 10 years for sure. Nebraska, I mean, at least Tennessee they're regularly in the top 25. They regularly putting guys in the NFL.
I don't remember when it was, but I know Nebraska played. I think they played in the Big Ten championship game at least twice. I can't remember.
Was it back when they had those?
East and West,
East and West,
whatever it was. But no, I can't remember the last time Tennessee played in the SEC championship.
But this is where I give it to the SEC. I think that the SEC has been better than the Big Ten up until the last couple of years, as far as that's concerned.
When is the last time they played in the SEC championship?
He does. So Forrest, who's a Tennessee fan, agrees with you. He goes, Michigan State would be a good comparison. Both chosen to be good, but never win big games. Tennessee's just the bigger brand, obviously, but it's not. But the results end up being the same at the end. How about that little cash infusion by the old, Haslam's?
Man, listen, man.
Yeah.
Run me $100K and I'll be a Browns fan. I don't care.
I mean, also Deshaun's money comes off the books, and hello, Tennessee.
Ted DiBiase said, everybody has a price.
Man. All right. 427 here in the Miami Valley. Justin Kinner and Kev Nash. You got OM stuff to do?
I got work to do. It was fun. I miss doing the show. I'm going to try to make it back more often, man. You know, football season right around the corner. You can have baseball season now.
There you go. All right, good stuff. It's the Justin Kinner Show presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. We'll be right back. I'll be right back.
The Montgomery County Clerk of Courts Help Center brings the courthouse to the community with its weekly outreach programs to local churches, libraries, and community centers. We help you navigate the legal system. Find a location near you at courthouse2u.com. Brought to you by Montgomery County Clerk of Courts Mike Foley.
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $7,000. Now through June 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimer for full disclaimer.
Stop by Columbus Equipment Company in Columbus, Dayton, or Toledo to see our full line of Kubota construction equipment. Or check us out online at columbusequipment.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CASH to borrow up to $10,000.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Super Paint, Super Deck, and Woodscapes products June 12th through the 22nd. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Be active. Walk or bike for short trips to improve your health and reduce air pollution. Be safe. Wear brightly colored, reflective, or light-up accessories to be visible to motorists. Learn more about the benefits of active transportation. Explore a map of the Miami Valley Trails and plan your new commute at MiamiValleyTrails.org. That's MiamiValleyTrails.org or call 937-223-6323.
I love this song. I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Life can be hard, so Progressive makes bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Do you have an old sports program, baseball, photo, ticket, or game-used equipment just collecting dust? Sports Investments wants to buy your sports memorabilia. They're also interested in old sports cards and also buying political, aviation, and entertainment items. Bring your collectibles to Sports Investments and get a fair value on the spot. If you decide to sell, they'll pay you immediately. Sports Investments is the largest buyer of memorabilia and cards in the area since 1993. Sports Investments also feature the best selection of autographed memorabilia, sports cards, and other collectible items for sale, including all your favorites like Tiger Woods, LeBron James, Joey Votto, the Bengals, the Browns, the Big Red Machine, UC, XU, UK, NKU, UD, Louisville, Notre Dame, and Ohio State, just to name a few. You'll enjoy the experience of dealing with the Walter family. Call them at 513-891-5000. Email adam@sportsinvestments.com or visit them on Montgomery Road, right off I-275, just 40 minutes from WING.
Describing the delicious flavor of Lee's new famous wrap is tough, but we figured we'd give it a shot.
Imagine crispy, golden, fried to perfection chicken, drizzled with bold, peppery, beautifully balanced famous sauce, resting on a plush bed of succulent lettuce and sprinkled with cheese. It's like ordering delicious with a side of exquisite.
In other words, it's awesome. The famous wrap with new famous sauce. Only at Lee's. Famous for a reason.
Upgrade to a new quality bath remodel in less time with minimal inconvenience and for less money with Bath Creations in as little as 2 days. We do it right. There are a lot of others boasting about bath remodels these days. Well, Bath Creations' expert craftsmanship and customer service speaks for itself. Plus, all first responders, veterans, and active military will save an additional $500 off your purchase. Visit our beautiful showroom at 8741 North Kimmel Road in Clayton or at mybathcreations.com and upgrade your new bath today.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. For softer skin and cleaner clothes, shop our great selection of water softeners. They eliminate hard water stains and scale buildup throughout your home. Plus, Morton's look-ahead technology learns and predicts your water needs, saving you money. Save big on Morton water softeners, and don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
KTH Parts Industries in St. Paris is now hiring and has increased the hourly wage of $22.48. That's right. KTH is looking for elite production associates, including press operators, overhead crane operators, and forklift operators. Apply today. KTH offers excellent benefits, including medical, dental, and 401k. KTH is a short drive from Bellefonte, Troy, Piqua, and Urbana. Upgrade your career and be valued by a company that really cares about you. Apply now at kth.net, an equal opportunity employer.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Swing by Frickers today and treat yourself to our irresistible ribs and chunks special. Enjoy tender, saucy ribs grilled to perfection, paired with your choice of frickin' chicken chunks, boneless wings, or traditional wings, plus homemade slaw, your favorite side, and a roll, all for just $16.99. Don't forget, kids eat free all day, every day at Frickers. So bring the whole family for great food, family fun, and all the sports action you crave. At your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits, Frickers.
Now, back to the Justin Kinner Show, right here on ESPN Dayton, 1410 Wing AM.
All right, everybody, we are back. It is 4:35 here in the Miami Valley. It's the Justin Kinner Show presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun food sports. and spirits. Make sure you tune in. Starting on tomorrow's show, we'll be starting to give away our Lil Wayne tickets. Lil Wayne's going to be in Columbus next month. We'll be giving away Lil Wayne tickets, Darius Rucker tickets to upcoming Reds home games. That's all starts tomorrow, and we'll tell you how you can win those when you tune in and hang out with me tomorrow. So keep that in mind. The Justin Kinder Show presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. Kev Nash jumped on with us. We talked a lot of NBA today. Look, the bottom line is this. The thing that I find cringe is we've been discussing, I have no problem with fan emotion and tears being shed when you watch your team win a championship. I do think that there are certain levels and certain teams that I think you should get that I feel like crying should not be allowed. I think if Ohio State wins a national championship, Buckeye fans, you should not cry. We as Buckeye fans, we're too arrogant, we're too cocky to have that type of a reaction when our team does something that we just kind of expect. All right. Now, New York, I found kind of fascinating because the fact that it's New York, right? It's the Knicks. They haven't won a championship since the 50s, but it's still New York. And we don't have sympathy for sports fans of any New York team that's out there, which is ironic because the Giants are bad, but they have won multiple Super Bowls. Knocking off Tom Brady and the Patriots multiple times, in our lifetime. But the Giants, more times than not, are bad. The Jets are one of the worst franchises in the history of sports across the board. They are always bad, but it's New York, as far as that goes. The Yankees, the Mets, but the difference is like, it is more interesting to me. Like, I have a hard time. I never feel bad for Mets fans, even when the Mets are struggling. I never feel bad for Yankees fans when they struggle because they could always their organization can always buy them their way out of a problem, but it doesn't always lead to success. But I will still always take an owner that could buy their team out of a problem versus, well, crap, we signed a couple bad contracts and now we're going to sit on our hands for the next 5 or 6 years because we're afraid to spend money. So it's tough. I don't feel bad for New York teams. But I understand the emotion that was just kind of spewing out of Knicks fans who have, been through it. The Knicks have been a poorly run organization. The problem I had was the people who were taking their phone out, okay, and, propping their phone up off to the side and doing this weird thing where, they put their phone up, they get the camera out, they set it off to the side, and they record themselves reacting to the Knicks winning a championship. I don't mind post-game reactions like, oh my gosh, guys, my team finally did it. What the hell? That was absolutely crazy. Could you believe that finish? Could you believe Jalen Brunson? Can you believe this? But doing this whole, tears. And by the way, the fake crying, no tears coming down, but you're doing the ugly face, the ugly cry face. I mean, there's some people that they do the ugly cry. People were doing the fake ugly cry for this thing. And I'm like, those are the people I can't stand. Like, social media, it's all about getting attention, this, that, and the other. But the people faking their reaction is just kind of insane to me. I don't understand that. I can't get down with that. But I do think that there are levels and there are certain types of teams that if you are a fan of, you can get away with the over-the-top reaction. Like, I remember when UD made that Elite Eight run years ago. When I say years ago, I do feel like, a couple years ago. No, over a decade ago. A decade and some change ago. More than a decade ago. My goodness, that was a while ago, wasn't it? But, you think back to that. Dayton, you have a very arrogant, cocky fan base, but you do have expectations of your program. I think they're false expectations. I don't think that what you expect of your team is very realistic. You're a mid-major program with high major resources, but overall mid-major program. So when your mid-major program does go on those Cinderella runs in the NCAA tournament, the reason I know you're a mid-major program is based on the reaction of which you do it because, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing it. You get exposed. When you go on those deep tournament runs, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing it. You get exposed because if you were this program that you pretend to be, you're excited, you're cheering, but you expect to get to the second weekend in March. Hell, you should start. You guys pretend to expect to get to March every year. You don't. That's besides the point. It sounds like I'm doing a lot of backhanded compliments here. I kind of am. I'm kind of not. The bottom line is when Dayton goes on a run like that, I'm not a Flyer fan. You guys know that. I'll go watch those highlights and I'll go watch all those clips of just the community and the city just going bananas during that, seeing the students' reaction and just seeing UD fans' reactions in general, because I know how passionate you are. When I see clips of fans crying during UD's Elite Eight run, I didn't make fun of that at all. That's what makes college basketball so special to me. Wright State having the year that they just did. They didn't advance, obviously, but my goodness, there was a point that Virginia game where I'm like, I think Wright State could actually pull this off. Like, holy crap. Like, what's going to happen if they actually pull this off. But when you watch them accomplish something like get to a tournament that doesn't happen very often, it's rare, you do get those emotional reactions from fans of programs and teams who just don't do it very often. So that's what I love about college basketball more than anything. College football is a little different. Like if you're an Alabama fan, you shouldn't cry if your team gets or wins a national championship. If you are a Buckeye fan, my goodness, I will judge you if I see any reaction videos of you crying when Ohio State wins a national championship. Give me a break. You should expect them to win a national championship. That's the expectation. When you pump all that money into that program with all the resources they have, with all the NFL talent they have, like be excited, jump up and down, cheer, but the crying thing, come on, what are we doing? You should expect your team to do that, and we do as Buckeye fans nonetheless. But the Knicks fans doing the fake crying videos, couldn't get on board with that nonetheless. I'm Justin Kenner. It's the Justin Kenner Show here on 1410 ESPN Radio. If the Browns win a Super Bowl, I don't know what my reaction will be. I don't think I will have tears in my eyes. I've never had a team come close to making me have tears in my eyes. I mean, I guess that's not true. Sometimes the Browns make me want to cry for all the wrong reasons. I think I would have cried if the Bengals would have beat the Rams just because I would have just absolutely been destroyed by that fan base because of all the crap I talked about your team for so long. I think there's a good chance that the Bengals could win a Super Bowl. I think the Bengals will be Super Bowl contenders this upcoming season, and I know I will have to deal with it. I will cry if your team wins a Super Bowl because I know I'm going to absolutely just get destroyed on social media, and it's well-deserved. I've earned that. That's my, I have to deal with the repercussions of being who I am when it comes to you Bengals fans. That comes with it. Yeah, Kev said earlier, would you cry if the Browns won? I don't know if I would. I would be too busy mocking everyone else. I'm a child. I'm a man-child. I would be too busy if the Browns ever find a way to win a Super Bowl before the Bengals get their first Super Bowl win. I don't think I'll be crying. I'll be mocking you. I think that's honestly how this would work. If the Browns ever found a way to win a Super Bowl before the Bengals do, I would not have tears in my eyes watching my team win a championship. I would be too busy. Be too busy mocking Bengals fans. That's just the reality of it. I know how I'm wired. I know it's petty. I know it's a problem. Oh man, you hate the Bengals. Some of the fans I do. I think your fans are obnoxious, most of you, but you guys think Browns fans are obnoxious, and that's just how this works. But yes, my biggest accomplishment as an NFL fan over the last 10 years was watching your team lose a Super Bowl. I mean, that's so sad. That's how bad that the Browns are, is that my NFL fandom highlight was watching a team I hate lose a Super Bowl. That's how sad of a sports fan I am. That's all I have. So no, I will not cry if my Browns ever win a Super Bowl because I'll be too busy mocking the Bengals. Now, assuming that they haven't won a Super Bowl before the Browns. And like I said, I actually think they're good enough to win it this year. We'll see what happens. Nonetheless, Ron Howard says, don't worry. You won't have to worry about it. You won't be alive in 100 years. Yeah, maybe, nonetheless. All right, speaking of a team that has no chance at winning a championship, let's talk about your Cincinnati Reds. That's what we're going to talk about when we get back. We're going to talk about the guy in the mound tonight for the Reds who's been one of the few positives on this season. The Reds on Twitter earlier today, they started reminding everyone that, hey, the All-Star game is, the voting is officially off and rolling. And the players that they're pushing, okay, how about Eugenio Suarez, Ellie De La Cruz, J.J. Bleday. How about that? Sal Stewart. I have no problem with 3 of the 4 on that list. But we'll talk about that and more when we come back as the Reds getting set to kick off a series with the Mets. It's the Justin Kenner Show, 1410 ESPN Radio. We'll be right back.
For all of your tree needs, you've got to call Tackett Tree Service. Headquartered in Dayton and family owned since 1949, Tackett Tree Service delivers professional quality tree services to residential and commercial customers, including tree removal, pruning, trimming, stump grinding services. Plus, they have firewood and mulch for sale and even specialize in tree health care too. Call Tackett 7 days a week, 7 to 7, and emergency service 24/7. Call 937-630-2743 or see TackettsTreeService.com.
Old English Outfitters is a one-stop shop for all your firearms, archery, hunting, and accessory needs, as well as repairs with a full-time staff gunsmith. 480 Ginghamsburg Road, Tip City.
He's a former coach with 2 sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right. That's real important. The golf game. Right. As we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics regenerative medicine is regenerating me, all natural. And that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCkinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 937-936-0325. That's 937-936-0325. 937-936-0325.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Cordell Transportation is looking for more weekend warriors. If you have a Class A CDL and would like to make some extra money casually driving weekend daytime routes, then Cordell Transportation is looking for you. Home daily, all loads round trip, no touch freight, and competitive pay. Full-time routes could become available if you're interested. Drive weekends at Cordell Transportation. Apply at CordellTransportation.com or call Ron at 937-277-7271. Cordell Transportation, driven to succeed.
KTH Parts Industries in St. Paris is now hiring facilities industrial electricians. Do you have this specialized skill? This person must have a 2-year electrical degree or journeyman electrician card, knowledge in industrial electrical equipment, great communication skills, willing to work overtime, weekends, and shutdowns as needed. HVAC or plumbing experience is a plus. KTH offers excellent benefits, including medical, dental, and 401k. Apply today and be valued by a company that sincerely cares about you. Apply online at KTH.net, an equal opportunity employer.
Life can be hard, so Progressive makes bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $7,000. Now through June 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimer for full disclaimer.
Stop by Columbus Equipment Company in Columbus, Dayton, or Toledo to see our full line of Kubota construction equipment, or check us out online at ColumbusEquipment.com.
Now, back to the Justin Kinner Show, right here on ESPN Dayton, 1410 Wing AM.
Reds and Mets coming your way later on tonight, 7:10 the first pitch with the 6:40 pregame start for you right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. We will see Chase Burns take the mound tonight. Again, not a whole lot of positives from this Reds season. I mean, I guess technically they're still in the playoff hunt, but this is the most, like they're 10.5 games back in the division and 4 games back in the wild card, which is the furthest back that they have been all season. They've been fortunate that while they have struggled, so has, well, basically the entire National League wildcard picture and on top of that. But right now, things have gone from the Reds being slightly below average to, I think they've reached bad status. This is a bad baseball team right now. There are a lot of average teams who are playing average 500 to below 500 ball. That's who I thought that, like the Reds, to me, so in April, really, really good. Sam LeCure, part of the Reds pre- and post-game shows, former Red, pitched for the Reds, all that fun stuff. He said he knew that even when they were sitting at 20-11 at the end of April, he knew when they were sitting atop the division at the end of April that he knew some of it was smoke and mirrors. He knew that they were not as good as what their record indicated, but it's much better to have a team that has wins that they shouldn't rather than to have losses that they shouldn't. And the Reds were able to, because of their hot April, get away with the bad May. But I don't think that the Reds were horrible in May. They started out horrible in May, but I thought that overall, if you grade the entire month, the Reds were average in May. Okay. They were average in May. They were very good in April. They were average in May. And I think they've just been straight up butt cheeks here in the month of June. I mean, it is June 15th, the halfway point. This team can't win a series. I mean, it's like a sigh of relief if they could just come away with the victory. And games that were almost automatic with Chase Burns on the mound now don't seem so automatic. Hopefully it's an automatic win tonight for the Reds with Chase Burns on the mound. The Reds are going to need a big outing from him. And the thing that's interesting, like the Reds have done a good job. One of the few things that they've done, they have jumped on teams early. I mean, they're not putting on an onslaught of runs by any means, but they are putting a run or two up on the board early. And the problem is the bats just cool off as the game goes on. And the starting pitching has been pretty solid. And the bullpen comes in, you'll get one or two arms that throw a steady outing, and then it blows up. There's just one guy that always seems to come in and it blows up in their face. And we could talk about Tony Santiago. We could talk about a lot of different guys. It's been a team effort to screw up what this bullpen has screwed up. And there's a lot of injuries, but Santiago, when healthy, there's expectations for him to go out there and not do what he's done. You know, I could sit here and talk about the fact that they're without Graham Ashcraft, that they're without Emilio Pagan, they're without a lot of their key pieces that put the bullpen in a position where we had high expectations for them. But even the pieces that should be good when they go in, they have not been good. And that's been a concern. That's been a problem. I mean, the other day, not even a pitching issue, Blake Dunn in the outfield, this team, he's not good enough and this team's not good enough for him to be taking the angle that he did and the way of which he tried to make that play, and the ball goes through his, that's a result of bad baseball. This is a bad baseball team. Like I said, they were very good in April, still playing above what they were, their record was better than what they were truly playing at, but they were still good in April. I think overall their work in May was average, and I think they've just been butt cheeks here in the month of June. And let's see if they get better coming up later on tonight. I love when Chase Burns is pitching. I think that the Reds have just squandered a season to this point with outings from him the way that they've gotten. I mean, imagine if Hunter Green is healthy, Nick Lodolo coming along, of course, but this team's running out of time. That's why at the beginning I wasn't panicking, because I'm like, all right, we're 2 months in, but now we're 2.5 months in. The All-Star break is in less than a month. The trade deadline is just over a month and a half away. And I know we feel like there's so much time left, but it's mid-June already. I feel like it was just June 1st, and we're already 2 weeks into June. July 4th, July, all that stuff's around the corner. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from being able to say that football season starts in a month. That's how crazy and how fast this calendar starts moving on you. Okay. And for some of us who are diehard football fans and watching how bad this Reds team has been, we're like, thank God we could finally say almost that it's almost football season at the end of the day. But man, the Reds, it's just been a struggle. So earlier today as well, by the way, if you're just tuning in, we have about 5 minutes left. It's the Justin Kinner Show, 1410 ESPN Radio. Reds Mets coming up later. But the Reds put out their reminder about the National League All-Star ballot update. All right, you could vote 5 times a day until the 25th of June. So for the next 10 days, you could vote up to 5 times a day. The top 2 vote getters at each position advance to the finals, and it'll be for the top 6 outfielders. Okay, so here's who the Reds have put, on their graphic, if you will. Okay, and where some of the voting comes in here. How about Eugenio Suarez? He's 8th amongst the National League DH voter. I mean, he's had the 8th most votes amongst National League designated hitters. How? I'm a Suarez guy. I see some people have been ripping him, saying how horrible of a signing and bad decision it was. It was not a bad decision for the Reds to go drop just north of $10 million for a guy that nearly hit 50 home runs last year, for a team that was one of the worst power hitting teams in baseball, to go get a guy that nearly put 50 home runs up last season for less than 15 mil. I can't get on board with saying it was a horrible signing. It has been a horrible result so far, but my goodness, we don't have to bury these guys every single time. I am shocked that Suarez is amongst one of the top vote getters for designated hitters. Now, to be fair, I haven't taken the time to go dissect it and see who he's going up against. And there's still 7 people way ahead of him, and that he's not going to get enough votes, in my opinion. But I'm just saying I was shocked that he was even in that conversation. Elly De La Cruz, to me, is the best shortstop in the National League. I do think that the amount of time that he has missed due to injury has hurt him. He has the 3rd most votes amongst National League shortstops, okay? So he's right there. And how about J.J. Bleday? Again, 6 outfielders will be voted, will advance to the finals, okay? J.J. Bleday has the 18th most votes amongst National League outfielders, okay? I think he has been – I think he's gotten a lot of love. I think he deserves way more love than what he's been getting. This guy has just been unbelievable this season, and we haven't really been able to appreciate it because of how bad the Reds have been. But, man, Suarez – And this is the biggest game of what ifs, and people hate the what if game. I hate the what if game, but my goodness, can you imagine if Elly, when he comes back and if he could pick up where he left off, because he was playing at an MVP-like level, okay? Sal Stewart has been unreal for a rookie. I mean, my goodness, as a rookie, he is in the top 10 amongst vote getters at first base, okay? This is a guy that I've heard, Terry Francona come out and say, as good as Sal Stewart, as good as he has been at first, his best position is actually at second base. He's actually he's a better second baseman than any other position that he plays. And he's amongst the top vote getters for first base as a rookie on the National League side. Pretty impressive. But if Sal Stewart continues to, play at the pace of which he is as a rookie, along with Elly De La Cruz, if Eugenio Suarez could swing the bat, of which he was expected to, and then you're getting the Bleday contribution. And then you look at Noelvi Marte, who has just been unreal since being called back up. Can he keep it going? That's going to be the big question. There's opportunities here. There's opportunities to get healthy. There's opportunities for guys to get hot and start playing to what they were expected to coming into the season. But you all don't want to hear it. I'm tired of saying it. We all just want to see it. And I'm tired of watching the Reds squander opportunities against bad baseball teams. And when you're not able to capitalize against bad baseball teams, that just means, well, you're a bad baseball team. And the Reds have been a bad baseball team in the month of June. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Reds and Mets coming up later on tonight, of course, with Chase Burns on the mound. Reds are 33-37. They are 10.5 games back in the division. 10.5 games back in the division. They are 4 games back of the wild card. That's not 4 games back isn't a huge number to overcome, but it's been a slow and steady slide. And this is the most games back of the wild card that they've been all season. They've been hovering around that 2.5 games back. Now 4 games back after dropping 2 or 3 against a bad Diamondbacks team over the weekend. Can they capitalize? The Mets, they're 32-39, but they're 6-4 in their last 10. They're playing better baseball than the Reds are right now. Maybe the Reds can set the tone tonight with Chase Burns on the mound. Thank you guys for hanging out. Have a great rest of your night. We have Reds baseball coming up later for you right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Until tomorrow, this has been the Justin Kinner Show, presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun food, sports, and spirits.